All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome to another video of the Per Sources podcast. Yeah, yeah, this one was a tough one for all the Commanders fans. This one stung me a little bit. This one was painful at the end, but just want to give my initial reactions to the game. It was a great game to watch, just as a football fan. Um, a lot of scoring, a lot of plays being made by playmakers. Um, a lot was left on the field by the Commanders. Disappointed in the way it ended there. I know Johnny Newton is feeling it right now, but I think he should keep his head up high. He's come through big time this season, replacing Jonathan Allen, and I think he has a bright future. And I think right now is the time for the team, but also the fans to pick him up and let him know that we have his back. But learning experience for Johnny Newton. He's a rookie. It really stings because you could see the players and the defense communicating with each other what was going to happen. Everybody knew that the Steelers were basically just trying to draw them off sides, and it seemed to me and also to the broadcasters that that's what was communicated to Russell Wilson. That's what the defense was communicating to each other as far as preparing for what the play was going to be. So, we don't know what would happen if we got the ball back, but obviously, we've been in those situations before, and literally miracles have happened. So, it would have been good to see, Jaden Daniels with an opportunity to perhaps make that game-winning drive there at the end. But want to give a big shout out to the defense, especially the defensive line and the linebacker crew. They really did a great job this game. Obviously, there were some plays that could have been better defensively. As far as the passing game, there was a lot to be desired. Benjamin St-Juste just kept getting beat over and over again. I don't understand why St-Juste or Joe Witt feels fit to always give the receiver 10 yards of as far as cushion off the scrimmage line. I think St-Juste works best when he's in press coverage, man to man. But for some reason, that's the way he plays defense most of the time. That's the way Joe Witt called that defense, and especially on that touchdown against Mike Williams. Mike Williams is really not known for his speed, but for some reason, even with the 10-yard cushion, he got beat deep. I'm bouncing all around here. I'm going from place to place here, but want to give a shout out to Jeremy Chin. Although he did, according to the broadcasting team, they were saying how the Steelers were specifically singling him out as in that tight end matchup, and so I think overall he did a good job. I think it was the tight ends for the Steelers is Pat Fairmouth. Y'all can correct me in the comments, but he got beat in some. He got beat in that goal and short situation where Fairmouth scored a touchdown. But I would say after that, he really came up big. He had that fumble recovery in the goal line there in the fourth quarter with, I would say, 4 minutes or less to go. He also had that big interception, which was kind of a punt, but at least, hey, he showed his playmaking ability. He made that pick, and were he not touched by George Pickens, he that play would have been big for us. But there's a lot of coulda, woulda, shoulda in this game. But my main takeaway here, it does suck that we lost, but you can see the difference in this team in comparisons to previous seasons. It is no longer, they're the good team or they're the Steelers and we're going to get blown out and we know this and we're in a primetime game and we get, our ass beat. It was really a tit for tat, and you saw the level of play from the Commanders. They are ready to compete with the NFL's best teams, and I think they showed that today. There was an opportunity to win the game. There was a lot of opportunities out there that if they were just executed, we will be walking away with the win. Um, that that pass from Jaden Daniels before the 4th and 9, where Zach Ertz unfortunately did not get that first down, but that play before that pass up against the boundaries to Noah Brown, I think Noah Brown has to make that play. And trust me, I've been a big, proponent or fan of Noah Brown. I'm a big advocate of him. I think he's better than Jahan Dotson, so I thought it was a great pickup. And I think he's come up clutch. I've said it in some of my previous videos. He's been clutch for us, but it's what is right now. And that was a play that the ball hits you in your hands, the ball hits you in your body. That as a receiver as a number 2 receiver, you have to come up with that. Where that Terry McLaurin, he would have come up with that play, and we saw it throughout the game. The plays that Terry made, that toe tap grab up against the sidelines against Joey Porter, he cooked Joey Porter and the rest of the DBs. And the Steelers defense is top 5 to top 3 defense in the league, and you all just saw what we did to them. So, like I said, I'm not trying to, downplay the loss, because it's a loss, and that's a game that we should have had on the W column. But I'm not depressed about it. I'm not, overly emotional about it. I think there's a lot of learning lessons from here. We're 7-3. I just hope, and I don't think this will happen, but I just hope this is not a snowball effect, and we let the season go down the drain. I don't think that would happen, especially with Dan Quinn as a head coach and the leaders that we have in the locker room. I think we'll be all right. But yeah, a learning lesson to Johnny Newton. I hope I saw him crying when the game was over and the players were walking in the locker room. They turned the camera to Johnny Newton, and you saw tears coming down his eyes. And so I know it hurts. I know a lot of people are hurting because everybody knew what was going to happen, and that was the communication as far as defensively. Don't jump, and that's exactly what Johnny Newton did. But hey, he's a rookie. I hope he learns from it. Like I said, I think he'll be all right. I think he's gonna make a lot of plays for us. I think he'll make it up to us fans and to his teammates. And so I just want to make sure I don't forget anybody. But let me see. So. Okay. Yeah, just want to make sure I don't forget anybody as far as that needs a big shout out. So, Jaden Daniels did not throw any touchdowns this game, and so that was disappointing. But it is as how the game goes. So, but he played efficient. That's what I like. He played efficient. He did not turn the ball over, and give us an opportunity to win. Austin Eckler, he had to fight for every yard. Scored 2 touchdowns. Shout out to him. And it was good to see him running hard, and he had a big kickoff return for over 40 yards. It gave us a good field position there in the fourth quarter, I believe. I believe it was the fourth quarter. So again, if I'm misstating some stuff, or if I'm not remembering things, please leave your comments, or what do y'all think about the game? What are y'all's initial thoughts of the game? Am I being too optimistic in the face of a loss? Should I be more upset? What do y'all think? Please comment down below. Would love to hear what you all think. Terry McLaurin, 5 receptions for 113 yards. Big game for him. He continues to put up these big games for us. Continues to come up clutch, really showing that he's one of the best. I would say at this point, top 5 receivers. I think he's entered that conversation in the league, especially. And I think all us fans saw that potential in Terry, and it's now good to see him having fun, and good to see him with a quarterback that can bring that potential to fruition. Let me see. Zach Ertz had some drops that I was disappointed in. He's a veteran guy. He's a Pro Bowler. He's a Super Bowl champ. He's supposed to be that clutch tight end. That's what we brought him into the team for. That's what we brought him into the franchise for. That's what he was signed for, to make those clutch plays for the offense, to be there for Jaden Daniels when we needed him. And he had a few drops. And also when he caught a few routes, I felt like he could have had more yards after catch, but he would just go down. And maybe that's age, maybe that's me being picky. But what do y'all think? Um, Alameda Sakias, I mean, I don't know what's going on with him because I think that's one of the today's game. It's one of the reasons why you kind of know, or it gives you an insight as to why he was released before the season. And I think he's a good receiver and he's a fast receiver. He's made some plays for us. But, if your job is to return those punts or at least catch those punts, then that's what you got to do. And you saw it from the very beginning that he was kind of nervous or fishy. Like, it was just not going to be a good day for him. And it finally cost him. He muffed the one. He was able to recover it. So it didn't cost us. But you saw it from there that, it just wasn't a good vibe about him catching those punts, and then it cost us big time when he fumbled it, and the Steelers were able to score off of that turnover. De'Ami Brown, I expected more from him. He negative 13 yards. That's because on a bubble screen in the second half, he went backwards. It looks like he was going to throw, and then I don't even know what he was doing. It was just a mess. Jeremy Chin, that was one of the real highlights of the game as far as defensive players. Frankie Louvu had a sack, just all over the field. Sanders, though, I think did a decent job, but I think he was the one who got beat by George Pickens in the first touchdown. And so, like I said, there was a lot left on the field. I'm not going to be extremely upset about it, but I want to hear from you guys. What do you all think? What do you all think going forward? What do y'all think about Johnny Newton? And then, just want to conversate with you guys, get your thoughts. But all right, y'all, this is my initial reaction to the game that just ended. I'm looking forward to next week. I believe we have the Ravens, and that's also going to be, excuse me, no, we don't have the Ravens. Excuse me, I'm misstating. We have, let me look it up real quick. We have the Eagles. So excuse me, that's my bad. I misstated. We have the Eagles. That's going to be a good game. That might be that one game could put us in the lead for the division. It just depends as to what happens today between the Eagles and the Cowboys. But that's going to be a good game, a defining game in our season. So I'm looking forward to another big game next week. It's going to be a primetime game. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But all right, y'all. Thank you for watching. Peace.